Isn't it crazy the world we live in today? Our mobile phones going off, emails going off, all of the computer stuff like going off trying to get attention. Imagine trying to explain the world we live in to a caveman. He would have thought you're absolutely crazy. Because the reality is the world is overtaking us faster than us human beings can actually keep up. And thus it's no surprise people nowadays feel like they're procrastinating. It's no surprise people nowadays feel overwhelmed and can't really be productive. Instead, most people out there are just being busy. And that's why in today's video, I wanted to reveal to you 5 ways to stay productive and focused all day. Follow these 5 ways and it will allow you to be more productive so you can run the day and not let the day run you. Let's go on to the first point. It's daily routine. A wise man once said, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. Every single day, what are you doing? Is it leading you to the life you really want to live? If not, you got to begin to really question this and really sit down and think to yourself, what must I stop doing in my life? What's actually contributing energy, goodness into my life, and what's actually taking me out? What's actually making me feel like I'm overwhelmed or depressed for that matter? You got to really sit down and think to yourself, what am I doing daily? What needs to change? What got you to here in your life isn't going to get you to where you want to be. If you truly want things to change, you have to change what you do every single day. Going on to the second point, creative versus reactive. Most people out there, this is what their life looks like. They wake up in the morning, they grab their mobile, they're checking their emails, they're like going onto their computer, they're constantly putting themselves into a reactive state. And throughout the day, guess what? The life is running them and they're not running life. There was an interesting study that was carried out by a psychologist called B.F. Skinner. He came up with the idea of random reinforcement, where you give a rat a lever, and every 100 times it presses a lever, it gets a piece of food. For the rat, that is exciting. But if a number is a random number, and any number between 1 and 100, it actually ends up being more exciting, and the rat keeps on working much, much more. This is exactly the same in regards to why checking email is so addictive. I'm sure some of you have fallen into a victim of just, clearing out your inbox, making sure every email is checked, or maybe you want to check your social media accounts. Realize that, these social media companies as well as email companies, guess what? They hire the world's best to ensure your eyes are glued to their platform. And so if you really want to run the life you live, you got to really just take charge and realize that you have to stop being so much in a reactive state throughout the day. And you got to block off times where you turn off your mobile, you turn off any notification, and you get creative. And only once you've done something creative in your life or business, then you can check your email and so forth. Otherwise, if you're constantly just checking your email, that is killing your productivity and you're falling into the browser blackout, where you just promise yourself you're just going to check one email, and then what happens? You've literally spent the whole day just checking emails and being in a reactive state. Going on to the third point, multitasking versus task switching. Most people out there, they believe in multitasking. And I'm sure you've heard of the impact of multitasking and how it's a myth. But realize this, most people out there don't even do the stuff they know. Multitasking is a myth. Look up the studies. They show the fact that human mind can only truly multitask when it comes to highly automatic behaviors like walking. For activities that require conscious attention, there's really no such thing as multitasking, only task switching. The process of flicking the mind back and forth between different demands. It can feel as though we're superficially doing 2 or more things at once, but in fact we're just doing one thing, then another, then back again, with significantly less skill and accuracy than if we had simply focused on one job at a time. Multitasking is a myth. If you truly want to become more productive in your life, you have to focus on the one thing. And then you got to do the other. There's a study that shows the fact that students who read a textbook whilst using instant message like WhatsApp technology takes 25% longer to read than those who simply focus on reading. 25%. This is why, if you've ever found yourself multitasking and task switching, realize that, guess what? It's a myth, right? It is really just preventing you from reaching the high performance level. Do one thing only. There is no such thing as multitasking. The fourth point is to sleep. And you're probably thinking, really, Tim? Sleep? Yes. What you got to realize is sleep is incredibly important, and most information out there I found is just full of BS. You know, this is actually one of the reasons why I entered the personal development industry, to educate you properly in regards to what actually works and not all of this fluff that you find online. Especially, you know, on these social media platforms, you may have heard of how entrepreneurs should never sleep, right? They should hustle until they can't hustle no more. But the reality is, we need sleep more than we need food. If you go a week without eating, the only thing you'll lose is weight. Give up sleep for even a couple days and you'll become completely dysfunctional. Sleep is vital, and most people out there, they think they can survive on just a couple hours of sleep. And they want to give it their all, and they're wondering, why can't I be productive? Why am I constantly being in a reactive state? It's because they're lacking the very thing that we need every single day as human beings. And so sleep properly. Get the 8 hours of sleep. If you can't do 8, do 7, but that's the absolute minimum. You need sleep every single night, and it needs to be proper sleep, so be sure to do a proper evening routine to ensure that you get the deep sleep that you need. Going on to the last point, the 5th point, is called ultradian rhythm. What you're going to realize is bodies follow what is known as the ultradian rhythm. 90-minute periods at the end of which we reach the limit of our capacity to work at the highest level. Now, it's possible, of course, to push ourselves past the 90 minutes by relying on coffee, sugar, or by summoning our own stress hormones. But when we do that, we're overriding our psychological need for rest and renewal. And eventually, there is a price to pay, which often is burnout. And so that's why every 90 minutes, you should take a break. You should interrupt the flow. Thus, you're actually giving yourself time to rest and then go back onto the field and give it everything you've got. Okay, so that is it for today's video. Those are the 5 ways to stay productive and focused all day long. Okay, so that is it from today's video. Those are the 5 ways to stay productive and focused all day long. If you found this video helpful, be sure to click the like button. And if you've got any questions, comment in the questions box below and share this with your friends. It's all about contribution at the end of the day. It's all about giving. There's real power to that. And as always, my friend, follow your heart and take action and go live the life you're born to live. See you on the next episode soon, Insider. Take care.